Hello, creatures! So I am in the nastiest writing slump, and I am trying to find things that I can do about that. So I don't really know how else to do it other than to just force myself to write until I am so used to it again that my body just wants to do it. So my goal is I'm actually going to be writing for an hour a day for the next 7 days. Today is the first day of the worldwide write-a-thon, and it's a 2-day event where we write from 6 in the morning on Saturday to 6 in the afternoon on Sunday, and I'm also hosting a sprint tomorrow, which is really exciting and will really help. But I want to start with today. I want to write at least an hour a day for 7 days. And that doesn't seem like a super big task, but if I'm being honest, my writing slump is so thorough that I think I might have problems with it. Like a month ago, I would have laughed at that. It would have been like the easiest goal, but I'm having such trouble really staying motivated and staying focused on my project. I will sometimes sit down and be productive, and then I'm always distracted by like a different type of productivity. Maybe I want to do something on Instagram, maybe I'm doing something on YouTube, maybe I'm writing for my website and I'm not working on my novel, and I just really want to get back to enjoying my novel. I think there are a few things to blame, like my computer broke at the end of January and it took a while for me to get that up and running. I've also just had a couple other stressors in my life, but what's happening is I'm being too lenient on myself. I'm giving myself excuses. I'm coming home from a hard day of work and saying, you know, it's 8 o'clock, I worked really hard, I'm tired, I'm gonna do the bare minimum that I have to do for my platform, and then I'm gonna relax. And I think that that's amazing sometimes. I think everyone needs self-care days, and I definitely push and advocate for that, but I have been doing it way too often with myself. I feel like I'm always finding excuses. So this is going to be a week of no excuses. I'm gonna write for at least an hour a day. Now, personally, I don't actually recommend writing every day, especially if you have other things going on in your life. Like if you have a really open schedule and that doesn't cause you any stress, and I think that's amazing, build a great habit out of it. But in most cases, for a lot of people, myself included, writing every day leads to burnout more often, and I know for me it leads to like a harder burnout. Like whenever I do feel burnout and exhausted, it lasts more than one day. So I tend to write, I want to say like 3 to 4 days a week is like my comfort zone, and I don't really give myself word count goals or times normally. Sometimes I do challenge myself, but it's really about showing up. So like one day a week I might sit and write for 3 hours and love it, and one day I might write for 30 minutes, but that's okay because I showed up and I worked on my novel. I'm a little worried if I did that now that I would write a paragraph a day and I wouldn't make a whole lot of progress. So I did give myself a time goal of 1 hour a day, and I'm doing this in hopes that next week writing 3 or 4 days a week is gonna seem a little bit easier, maybe. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. It's 10:30 now. I actually work at 11 today, so I work 11 to 6. So I'm gonna write down some goals of what I want to accomplish this weekend for Worldwide Write-a-thon, and then I'm going to head out to work and hopefully come right back and be productive. Try to be as productive as I can this evening. So I just got back from work. I haven't started my hour writing of the day yet, but I am going to be soon. I've been using our productive worldwide write-a-thon sprints to apply for jobs and to get set up for my sprints tomorrow, and to really just connect with the community, which is one of the reasons I love writing events on YouTube. It is super great. I also made my to-do list for today and tomorrow for the worldwide write-a-thon, and I decided that for today's writing at least, I'm going to be just focusing on blog posts because I'm working on making my blog public. So I'm going to create like a Scrivener file for that and sort of make an organizational system of ideas and things that are started and things that are published, just so everything's pretty coherent. I had a Scrivener file for that for my blog before, and whenever I had to reset my computer, I lost it, so I am sort of recreating that and coming up with ideas, and then my hour of writing today is going to be focused solely on blog posts. But I will say that I might jump around between a couple because I kind of want to avoid doing any kind of research. So I know I want to do like a blog post comparing like Amazon, KDP, and Ingram Spark and like the pros and cons and benefits of those. But there are some nitty-gritty things that I have to look up because I want to make sure that I share all of the information. So I'll probably write what I know well, I'll get the intro, I'll get like the outro done. I'll probably even go through and put cues like look up these statistics or look up these offers or whatever from each company. But then I just want to focus on the writing, and I'll do the research a little bit tomorrow. I am off work tomorrow, so I have most of the day to focus on writing and being productive. But I will get started with that, and I will probably check in and let you guys know how it is going tomorrow. So So because of the worldwide write-a-thon, day 2 of my 7-day writing challenge went pretty smoothly. Also because I was hosting and co-hosting sprints today, I feel like that was just a lot of really good accountability. I've actually been sitting here more or less for 3.5 or 4 hours, really working and streaming and sprinting and stuff like that. So between the 4 hours, I think it is fair to say that I've gotten an hour of solid work done, hopefully a little bit more. But I'm feeling really good about what I accomplished. I have 2 blog posts that I had written that are totally up and like formatted and ready to go. I just really want to edit them one more time before I post them or schedule them, and then I potentially have my entire chapter 1 done. I talked about this in my worldwide writing vlog, which if you are interested in watching, I will link it above. But sometimes I shift where my chapters end or begin after I have written the chapter after it. So like if I write this much of chapter 1 and then this much of chapter 2, sometimes that like in between line, I need to move it a little bit just to accommodate like scenes a little bit better or tension or structure. So I feel like chapter 1 is done, but I just don't really know for sure yet. But I'm taking a short break to make dinner and relax a little bit. I want to say that I'm not done writing for today, but I'm probably not going to check in for this vlog again today. So I will let you know tomorrow how my writing is going, what I'm planning on doing, and how I accomplish it.
This time nothing will escape my sight. I see the stars and the planets soon follow.
So it is day 4 and I am dropping the ball already. I started this on Sunday. It's now Wednesday. I didn't really check in on Monday because I had a really relaxing day where I got up and I got ready for the day. And I sat in here and I worked for most of the day, both on editing for a client and then I did my hour of writing. I ended up going a little bit over, but it was just nice to like not have to worry about being like camera ready and to not have to worry about filming. I really just enjoyed that. It was really relaxing. But yesterday, that was like the problem. So Tuesday, I was planning on, and I did work until 8 o'clock, so I was doing all this in the evening, but I was planning on writing for half an hour and then like editing for an hour or two just to make progress on this piece of work that I'm editing, and then I was going to go back and write again for an hour, but I just encountered a problem with my word processor where I wasn't able to type curly quotes. So like in Word, there is straight quotes that go straight down and there's curly quotes, and when you're writing a novel, your quotes and your apostrophes and stuff should be like curled, and it just wasn't working, and I fought with it a little bit, and I ended up talking to the Microsoft support team, and they were super helpful. They told me like my file was corrupt and they helped me put in a new file, and right at the end they were like, is it okay if I type like quotations in your document just to make sure it's working? And I was like, yeah, totally. So then at the end of the document they typed quotes and it was curly, so they were like, there, it's fixed, is there anything else I can help you with? And I was like, no, that's all I needed, and we disconnected, and then I realized that the last line is like the end of Act 1 and it was in a really pretty font. So the quotes weren't actually curly, the font was making them look curly. So I didn't even fix the problem yet. I still have no idea what's going on. That's super weird. It's just in this one document, but if I copy and paste the like text from like the original document into a new one, it still happens. So there's something in the text that is making it so my quotes aren't curly. I don't understand because some of them are and some of them aren't, and I feel like that's always true whenever it comes to copy editing. For anybody who's writing a book and getting it ready to send to a copy editor, that is something that we look for. If you're editing yourself, maybe like it's definitely something to be aware of. A lot of the times, because most authors jump between writing softwares, even if it's just Microsoft Word and Google Docs or Google and Scrivener, whatever you use, most of the time part of the document has curly quotes and part of it has straight quotes. So there's always, I feel like, a little bit to adjust there with just small details, just little consistency things, which is really a lot of what copy editing is consistency. So that whole thing just pinned me up yesterday. So I did write for the half an hour, the first half an hour. That went through just fine. But then I just got really obsessive about trying to fix my quotes. It was like bothering me. Today I am just now sitting down to do my writing. It's like 10 o'clock. I did work until like 4, and then I just had some wind down time, which I took a little bit too much advantage of whenever I got home. I edited for 2 hours, and I have some other stuff I kind of want to do tonight, but I'm really energetic, so I think it'll be okay. I'm going to do my writing, and then I'm going to do some research on AP style, because I have a skill test for like a potential job opportunity, but the skill test is in APA, and I'm not as versed in APA as I am Chicago. Like, I know APA loosely, but like, I know Chicago. Like, I'm very comfortable with the Chicago manual of style because it's the style most novels are like published under. It's also the style that we use in my editing program, but I do have to be more familiar as I get more experienced with other formats. So I'm probably just gonna do like my hour of writing, and then I'm probably gonna immediately start obsessing over the skill check. But I'm hoping to get myself right back on track. I knew Tuesday was going to be kind of a trouble day just because of how my schedule is. Saturday's another day I was really concerned about just because of how my schedule is. So I'm hoping I can do a better job of accommodating it on Saturday than I did yesterday because I didn't do a very good job.
Expect to have the universe by tomorrow. Just sit back and relax, don't worry. The world can wait. No need to hurry.
Sitting here, I am terribly distracted. I've been here for like an hour and 20 minutes, almost an hour and a half, and I think I've done about 45 minutes of solid writing work. I do have like a timer going where I like start it, and then every time I get distracted, I have to stop to do something. I have to get up to go to the bathroom. I pause it, and then I hit like start again whenever I sit down and I start working on my book. That's sort of how I've been doing it the last couple days. Monday was the only day that I successfully wrote an hour without getting up or distracting myself. That's how bad my writing slump is. But I had some files converting in the background. So like some of the stuff, it's like important for me to take a minute to take the files out of the converter, organize them into like the video files and putting them in like their separated files with like the titles of the video names, and then I have to queue up the next like set of videos to convert because I film on my iPhone and I edit on my Windows computer, so I have to convert the file types. So because I let that go in the background, it's super important that I stop, switch it around, get the next set started, and then go back to work. But some of the stuff is not as important, so I'm gonna cheat a little bit. I wanted to get in the habit of really writing at my desk, but I think I'm going to take my iPad with my keyboard. I got this new keyboard that actually works with my iPad since my computer display doesn't work. My laptop sits behind this monitor, and I got a fancy keyboard, and it has like a tray that I can put my iPad in, and I'm going to sit in the living room and I'm going to type. Basically, there are less things that I can do to distract myself on my iPad, I think. I don't really do a whole lot on my iPad. I like take notes. I used to play games, but I don't really have any games or anything on there anymore. It's really just like a few content creation apps and then some writing apps, a couple translating things, note-taking things. It's really like an educational device. I got it for school. I used it solely for school, and now I just use it sometimes when it's convenient. So because it limits a lot of the distractions that come with my desktop and how easy it is to click off and to do other things on my desktop, I'm just going to sit in the living room with that device, and hopefully that'll let me stay a little bit more focused. I'm going to shoot for about 20 more minutes before I stop. I think I'd feel good about that if I did about 20 more minutes. I'll let you guys know tomorrow if that actually worked or not, but I am going to try to make myself pass out at a normal time. Sometime between midnight and 1 a.m. would be great. We'll see if that happens. I also have to update my bullet journal. Part of my writing slump, unfortunately, has been like a recording slump. Like, not only am I forgetting to do the writing, but I'm also forgetting to look at my planner, and I'm forgetting to like update my habit tracker and things like that. So I want to do 20 more minutes of writing, and I want to update my bullet journal, and then I will see what time it is when I finish. I might end up just going to bed then. Who knows? Yesterday when I was writing, I did writing sprints. I think that was the best way to get that done. I did 15-minute writing sprints, so over the whole hour, I generally wrote a lot less than I think I normally would from the stopping and starting, but I think it was the easiest way to get the hour done. It was definitely an imbalance. It was like 15 minutes of writing and then 10 or 15 minute break and then 15 minutes of writing again. I haven't sat down to write today yet, but I'm getting ready to make dinner and do that. I'm probably going to do writing sprints again, but I'd like to do something longer and take shorter breaks. So like 20 or 25 minutes, probably 20, and then like a 5 or 10 minute break. I will say that I am very like business minded today, just in the things that I'm in the mood to do. Like I get in moods where like I want to film videos and that's all I can really do, or I want to edit videos and then writing is hard, or maybe I want to write and then editing videos is hard. I definitely get in those moods, and that makes it a little bit harder to focus sometimes for me. So today I'm really in the mood to get my platform organized. I feel like I go through periods where I'm like super good and super consistent, and then I go through periods where stuff is going wrong and I'm just posting inconsistently. Like the whole last month that my computer was broken, like really kept me from posting consistently. But I'm just in this mood to get back on track, and I've been using some of my free time to replan and reschedule and to edit. So I'm probably going to be writing a lot for my website, because I feel like if I do that, I'll feel very productive and in a good mood. And I would like to revisit my novel at some point later tonight, so I think I'm going to be writing for more than an hour today. We'll see how that goes. The night is still young. It is about 9 o'clock. I actually haven't really eaten dinner yet, so I'm gonna do food and then writing sprints with website copy, and then I'm gonna see what kind of a mood I'm in and see if I'll switch to novel. I will say, I think it was like Wednesday night, I sat on my couch and I wrote on my iPad. I got so much more done then. I really miss having a laptop where I can just move around. Sitting in the same spot at my desk hurts my productivity so bad. So I'm going to, whenever I can, write on my iPad. I did reset up my Scrivener to sync with the help of somebody over the Worldwide Write-a-thon. They really walked me through in really simple terms how to set up automatic sync on my iPad where I have Scrivener. So I haven't done it yet, but I'll probably either do that today or tomorrow, where it'll sync automatically and I won't have to manually go into Dropbox and sync my Scrivener files. So my Scrivener on my iPad will match my Scrivener on my computer. That would help a lot, because I feel like it's going to be several months until either my computer magically turns back on or I have to replace it. That's sort of the time frame I'm giving Intel. I'm giving them a few months to create a software update that undoes whatever they did to break my computer in the first place. But I just can't cross my fingers on that. So I'm trying to find ways to get more comfortable with my writing. And for now, that is going to be sitting on the couch with my iPad. Goal with this vlog was to write more to build a habit to make it easier for next week, so it wasn't so much of a chore, but I can confirm that it is still as much of a chore. I feel like I'm ready to quit any day. Any day I'm ready to give myself an excuse to not write, and it's terrible. I do feel like I'm digging myself out of the writing slump a little bit. I definitely don't feel like the sense of boredom I had there for a while whenever I was sitting in front of my computer. I am more able to write, which is awesome. But it is Saturday and I'm leaving for work soon and I have an hour to write and I'm just not in the mood. I'm so in the mood to do other things and I don't want to write, and that's the problem that I've been encountering. So I'm going to do the adult thing and I'm going to make myself some coffee and write anyway, but so far I haven't really built the habit yet, but it is still early on, and we are actually coming up close to April's Camp NaNoWriMo. So with that, I feel like I will be writing and working a little bit more regularly, especially because I'll be vlogging a little bit more regularly. So even though this vlog was like the start of trying to build a habit and the start of trying to make it easier on myself, I think it's really going to take the entirety of April for me to really get in the swing of things. Let me know in the comments below if you are similar with habits. I feel like it takes me really long to get used to things, but I am clearly procrastinating, so I'm going to shut my phone off and hopefully get productive. So today I'm going over my final thoughts on my week of writing challenge. Overall, I'm really happy that I did it. I think I'm a little bit out of my writing slump. At least I'm starting to come out of it. I'm starting to be more productive. I don't necessarily think that was because of the writing challenge. I think it's just a coincidence, like I'm in a much better mood right now. I do think that losing that blank page syndrome helped a little bit, forcing myself to write something. Now it's not so sad to look at my empty Scrivener document. I have my list of numbers of how far I made it. I do have like a daily count, which I plan on putting on the screen for each day of check-in, so you guys should have been able to see that. But my weekly overall number is 6,129 words. So I'm really excited that I was able to accomplish accomplished that this week. It is definitely a moderate number for an entire week and 7 hours of writing, but I think that's pretty good. I average like 1,000 to 1,500 words per hour. Let's say like 800 to 1,500 words per hour, depending on how focused I am and if I know what I'm writing next and stuff like that. I will say that I did make a note. 4,173 of the words that I wrote were for blog posts or website copy, so they were like business related words. I really sort of hyper focused on that. I think that might have helped me get into the mood to write. So a lot of days sat down and I worked on a little bit of business something, got in the mood to write, got all this writing done and all this productivity, and then I would switch over to my novel and work on words there. So I like tricked my brain into being interested in my novel. I did get a little bit under 2,000 words, 1,956 words in my novel. I completed my chapter 1 and I started part of my chapter 2, and we are very close to Camp NaNoWriMo season, so I'm hoping I can pick up the pace a little bit and really tackle a lot of that. I am really excited about how this went. I will say that I'm going to continue to do little writing challenges and experiments over the next couple months to just see what like my new writing habits are. I feel like every few months my writing habits really change, so maybe I'm just in a period of my life where I really have to change up what I'm doing. So I'm planning on doing my next writing challenge probably at the beginning of May, because Camp NaNoWriMo, I'll more than likely be busy all of April, but I'd like to do something like writing off of a writing prompt every day for a certain period of time, either a weekend or like a Monday through Friday. So if you're interested in doing that with me, definitely comment down below. We can see if maybe we can match schedules and do it together and do like a live stream or something. I think that would be a lot of fun. The next video that's going up on my channel is going to be my April Camp NaNoWriMo announcement, and I am very excited about this video. As a little sneak peek, I'm using a Milwordy rolls for April since I have so many things that I'm editing and rating in the month. So if you're interested in checking out what I'm doing for Camp NaNoWriMo, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the notification like icon if you want to be notified whenever that video posts. If you aren't quite interested in subscribing yet, I do plan on posting that video either on March 31st or April 1st. So if you want to see it, make sure you come back then and check it out, and I will see you guys next time.